Hello everybody, Frankie Day here. Okay guys, this is video number 3 for Clint's The Mad Modelers Go Big and Go Home group build, featuring my Airfix 124 scale Hawker Hurricane. Okay guys, I've been pretty steady at this ever since the build got underway on the 1st of this month, and let's let it dry for a while. So far I've built this aircraft entirely by subassemblies. And so far I got the fuselage done in its entirety, including the cockpit interior, and also the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine that the Mighty Hurricane was powered by. And also I got the wing done, wheel wells all done, I got the gun bays all done, and the covers are all done. They've been fitted on there for good flush, tight fit, and they fit just perfectly. And I got those painted as well, interior wise. And so all that's left is the assembly of the wings to the fuselage and the undercarriage and a few parts here and there, and she's ready for a final painting. So I got about 63 hours logged in this kit already. Ain't no way I could build it as fast as Chris and Alex did. My God, those guys are human dynamos. Wonderful job they done. And as to the construction of the kit, the only problem I had to it thus far in the construction phase is that there's a lot of flash in this thing. Over the years, this thing has been duplicated after kit after kit after kit. The molds have done a toll, so hopefully maybe Airfix might be able to retool their molds and make another 124 scale Airfix Hurricane. That'd be a pretty good bonus to the enthusiast at heart. And other than that, the fuselage and the wing has received a coat of primer, and that's the first coat of primer. And so the next on the construction will probably be the construction of the mounting the wing to the fuselage, and the rest will follow on the construction. Get it primed, final primed, ready for a final painting schedule. Okay, guys, right now. On the Merlin engine itself, the only fit issue is which interferes with the engine and also the gas tank and the firewall, which separates from the cockpit compartment, is the construction of the fuselage. Because I noticed on the kit they don't have a center frame which fits on top like it did that of the Spitfire. And there should be a center frame on there between the valve covers on the Merlin engine, and this will actually pull the fuselage up. So the fuselage is pretty flexible in the front. It has a lot of give to it. So when you get that engine just right, it comes up one way. Then you start placing the top of your engine loop cover. It fits on top of the engine. It throws a fit off that. So what you got to do. You got to gauge the fuselage off the top of that cover right there, and go ahead and glue your engine in there, and it gives you two motor mounts with very piss poor insulations on them, way designed by the kit. And so a good tip is, fellas, is this: always install your motor mounts to your engine first before you glue it to the firewall, because you glue it to the firewall, then you're going to start busting things by trying to get it adjusted and everything. And one must take very, very much care with the small engine parts too, because of the kit, because they break off in your hand, or they come off in your hands, and they go on the floor. You don't know it. Pretty soon you end up stepping on it, the copper monster will get it, and you'll never see it again. So #1 rule right there, folks. That's just a tip right there. Anybody attempting to build this 124 scale Hawker Hurricane kit, before you glue that engine in position inside that fuselage, you got to use the top of that fuselage cover as a gauge. So you get a good flush fit, then glue your engine in place right there. You don't show that on the plans. The plans are they leave a lot to the desire. Because I can remember from the first build that I'd done of this kit back in 1976, when the kit first came out, it was a glossy brochure. Every page was all glossy like a magazine. And the clarity of parts were a lot more concise than what they give you nowadays. Now they just gave you symbols and a bunch of garbled numbers and stuff. It's confusing as a sterile rabbit. But that's a key right there, just a tip right there, getting that motor mounted in place. In other words, you'll regret it when you get the model all done, ready to put that cover on, it won't go down. And that's when you start pulling your hair out. So that's just a tip right there. Okay guys, we're gonna pause off here for a second. We're gonna go to the build. I'll show you how much I've done. I'll discuss what has been done on it. And then we'll go from there and finish up the video, guys. You guys hang loose right there and stay focused, and we'll switch over to the Hawker Hurricane. Okay guys, here's the Hawker Hurricane. So I got it in sub-assemblies. I got the fuselage, has all been sanded down, wet sanded. A little bit of filler was used on top of the center section, how the fuselage is joined together. And the same thing pertains to the underside right there too. There's the bottom of the engine insulation, of the Hurricane right there. That's the pilot's part where the rotor pedals are at. And we'll switch it over a little bit. And we'll take a little close view at the cockpit, guys. Now, I was following Chris and Alex's 24-hour build featuring his kit right here. Now I noticed that the pilot tubing, the large rods, the top pilot tubing was it was more or less painted aluminum, and the plans on here call for number 78, which is interior green, which in English used was like a gray green color. And there's the fuselage right there I got there, folks. And there's the cockpit details right there I done. It's all been given a wash. And a model like this, you gotta really put it, you can put your all into it and just get lost. And I'll get back to the there it is, folks. Here's the pilot seat right there, and Georgie boy fits real nice in there too. So actually this thing was airbrushed with interior green, which is gray green, and gave it a wash. Now we go to the Merlin engine. I put wiring, I wired it up. It's like the real one, using the real one specs. The same thing did that of the Spitfire. The engine itself was given a coat of Tester's Model Master aluminum plate. They were actually, when the aluminum plate dried, they gave it a wash of flat black, and it filled in the details quite well and gave it the use of burning aluminum. And like I say, folks, this thing is like, before you get this motor installed, you got to use this here as a gauge, because if you don't, you follow the instructions, it'll stick up like a sore thumb, and it takes away from the model. So the top comes off, and the side panels come off, and they all fit greatly. We'll switch around on the port side here, and you'll see the vehicle details well done on the port side of the fuselage of the engine. You can see all the wiring in there. I got exactly almost 30 hours on that engine, guys. I just went airplane nuts because I miss building airplanes. I've been on ships too long, and I will get back to them. And there concludes the fuselage right there, folks. And next and lastly, I'll put this over here so I won't get busted. Bring this damn wing over here. There it is. And there's the wing here. And I got the wing bays all installed. They were painted aluminum. I gave it a wash of flat black. I got about 12 hours invested in both those bays right there. They were painted aluminum. Give it a coat of black wash, really brings out the highlights. And there's the center of the exterior part of the wheel well. Wheel wells actually were cemented to the bottom wing before the tops of the wings are joined to the bottom section. And we'll flip around over here on the other side if she don't mind showing her beautiful wells where her legs will retract and extend into. There's the wells there, painted aluminum plate right there. Because I came a hair to a gnat's ass, about ready to paint that interior green. I got to think, wait a second now. No, I remember that last one I had. It was aluminum, so I got that right. But the only thing is I did wrong is I didn't paint the tubular lodge rods for the pilot compartment, which have been aluminum. But on the plans they call for number 78, which is the English interior green. So the good folks at Airfix probably know what they're doing. And I'm quite sure there's a lot of Hurricanes that didn't have aluminum wheel wells. It probably somewhat from aircraft to aircraft. And no fit issues at all with this wing, folks. I did a lot of sanding with a file board here. There's a little file board I have right here I keep sanding with. I get those down at Kroger's. I go in the little girls' department back there where they sell makeup on and see a bunch of little nail files. Man, these things work good. You get about 5 for $1. And there's the where the Brownings are at. I think the 30 calibers are 50s, 30s. Hurricane's a beautiful airplane. Where that landing light's at, I got to file that smooth with a good file. And I'm going to put the landing light in there. Landing lights go also, your navigation lights go on too. And over here we'll take a look at Georgie boy. He's sitting proud there. He's sitting there waiting to have a coat of paint on them. So I got to paint him khaki with the Mae West and his parachute straps, and give him a couple of washes here and there and bring out the highlights of him. He's a very well detailed pilot. And there's the gun bay covers, and there's your side covers to your engines, and they're all been painted interior green, ready to receive a wash. I'll give it aluminum wash. That's what I'll give it next. And that about does it, folks. So right there, that's the mighty Hawker Hurricane. Well, we got thus far on it, and we'll go finish up the video. Okay, fellas, sorry about the flub up right there. I pushed the wrong button. Okay, guys, that concludes video number 3 for the Mad Modelers Go Big or Go Home group build. And the next update will be probably the airplane all assembled together, ready for its painting. And the final part will be its final priming and ready for the final painting and the finish her up. It's going to be a fast build. So I don't want to go too fast on it, so I'm going to let her dry about a couple of good days before I resume back on her again, because I got enough time logged in on her already. So I don't want to press the envelope. I'll go to something else, and that'll be that. Okay, guys, I'd like to thank Nuncurbs for the heads up on the Airfix converter chart to Model Masters and Vallejo, and so I uploaded that and put it in my computer for reference. And thank you, Nuncurbs. You're the man. I appreciate that. I can use that as cross-reference for Airfix kits. When I get stumped what number it is, I can just read it off the chart. Mark it down in the instructions, so I have to keep looking at it. Okay, guys, that's about does it for tonight. I can't think of anything else to say or to do, so I got to get back at the Titanic and everything. She's winking at me in the corner over here. I got to finish her up and get her going. So the 1st of March, I'm going to start my English bomber group build. The English bombers all the way from World War I to till now. So that'll be a very fascinating, great group build. I got a few participants that like to join in. Makes me feel proud. And I'm trying to dedicate this to all my English friends across the pond. So I figured, what the heck, you know, I like English aircraft, so I make a dedication group build somehow. And it seems like to me this group build fills the bill. Okay, guys, time to be a bailout right now. It's I think I'll go back and watch a couple of movies tonight and kick back and relax and get away from this Hawker Hurricane for a while. And so stay tuned for video number be number 4. The Hawker Hurricane. I'll have some more results done. Okay, guys, I'd like to thank everybody again for tuning in. May God bless and happy modeling. Make Mama happy. And you guys take care of yourselves. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye, boys.